That is the true question. And that is the question that can be asked and answered by the one who chooses to do the recap.
Cough, cough.
Who's gonna do the recap?
I think I still have inspiration. I think Chimera's got inspiration. Who else needs inspiration?
I haven't rolled a die in 3 sessions, so I'm keeping mine.
Stark, you were here this time.
God, do I even remember what happened?
Not much actually happened.
Yeah, it's just mostly conversation. Stark had awoken in a tomb of sorts underneath the House of Mata. Upon he summoned a flock of bats and divided them through each pathway in order to investigate what Mata might have hidden. To much disdain, it was merely a tomb where they buried their, well, dead, quote unquote. After discovering this, Stark flew back up where he had fallen and met up with his children and Atlantis. Not understanding what had happened and why the creature that was attacking them suddenly disappeared, Atlantis explained that he had teleported the undead creature to his brother's chambers. San. It appears you don't have your mic on stream.
I don't?
No.
Yeah, Shy said something in the Twitch chat.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Here, let me unmute it. Say something again.
Something again.
I can hear you, but it's very, very faint.
Something again.
Still very faint in the stream.
Hear you fine, son.
Yeah, we can hear you in Discord, but in the stream it's very quiet.
Okay. Raise my levels a little. Shout out to Kat. I love you, girl. MVP.
Hey, Cat.
Please continue.
Okay. Well, after being told what had occurred as he was falling through the floor, Stark and Atlantis decided that it was time to leave as the party was, I suppose, over. After sharing pleasantries with Amelia, both Stark and Atlantis headed back to the circus in hopes of meeting up with the rest of the party. after many, many minutes of banter, we met up with Chimera. Well, and over to Chimera. Back over towards the circus. Where he decided to place, what was it, a church?
A modest dwelling.
A modest dwelling, yes. One fit for a cleric of his nature. I'm unsure. My memory becomes foggy after this. Anyone care to help me with this one?
I can get in it a little bit. After setting up the temple, I think I rolled for 8 people who are seeking refuge inside right now. Then Dream's Sleepy Time minivan pulled up and brought us all to, I want to say, Eden.
Yep. Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're all having Sleepy Time fun.
Yes. Upon arriving at Eden, Dream asked Atlantis and Stark to travel to where Dreon was, I believe.
Asked Dreon for something that the king might have given them.
Yes. Because for some reason Gloombringer couldn't. But upon hearing this, Gloombringer decided he would go either way, and so Stark and Atlantis decided Gloombringer.
Yeah.
And I believe that's where we left off. After much banter once more.
Hey, okay. Is there anything to add?
Nah, we were just chilling on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull up Excel real quick.
Ben, I'm a finance nerd, so I have a ton of love for Excel.
It's true. We're just wrapping up the 4th day. 3 days have passed since the day the barrier went down.
You really have barely started
Yeah.
campaign 3.
Have we even started?
Yes.
And also, I have 2 questions. First question's the question: have we benefited from a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. Second question: are we physically in Eden, or we are dream selves in Eden, or
Physically in Eden.
okay?
You've
'Cause,
abducted us.
Because I know you picked up our dream selves and then brought us to Eden, so I wasn't sure whether that brought our physical bodies as well.
And Stark, you willingly got in the minivan for some
How
cash.
scandalous. I was promised blood-flavored candy.
Instead, you got strawberry.
Yes.
Which Atlanta state?
Lid.
Let me regain everything I lost. There we go.
Moonbringer and Chimera, Dream and Jadot, and Nemesis, and Stark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. There we are. And you know what? Because you used the nightcap as your transition between planes, we'll pull that one back up and drop our friends there. The nightcap on Eden. Little demi-plane. And this is where we begin our story yet again. There indeed has been a bit of bickering and banter. A direction still needs to be set upon. But as soon as you step outside the doors of the nightcap, you will not find yourself in Darkhold, nor will you find yourself even on Toro. You know for a fact that you are in Eden, and that here many things are quite different. The task at hand, however, is one that has been the same for quite some time. There is a prize to be sought, something coveted by not only Gloombringer, but many of the other patrons of the Cirque Magnifique. The question is, how long until victory is achieved? How long until this prize they continue to seek finally becomes theirs? I'd like to say only time will tell, but dreams do not often lend themselves to time. Let us find out, shall we?
Luckily, I'm planning to dream of an hourglass.
Be careful. Never ask what time it is in the dream world. But we'll take it right from there. In the nightcap, the entire party is finally once again together.
I must say, Dream, this is quite the decor you have here. Did you design it yourself, or does this thing kind of just manifest on its own?
This is one of Crescent's pockets. I'm quite fond of it. It
So
seems the rest of the circus is as well.
this is Crescent's work. Intriguing, and I'll tip my glass of wine to Crescent.
But alas, our time in the nightcap is coming to an end. We must go back to Eden. And we can go and fetch something from Gion, see if they have a token from the king.
Not enough time for a drink, then.
No, we're in a rush. We've got a train to get kingdom to depose, and then the real mission can begin, and we can get back to finding the important things.
I do so love to depose kingdoms.
Really, Atlantis, if you showed just a modicum of the effort that Dream shows, perhaps you'd have your own kingdom by now.
But none of that's important. We just need to get this train. To get the train, we need Dreon, and then we can get this show on a road.
Atlantis is going to try to steal Gloombringer's drink and down it.
Ooh, I'll allow it.
I'll set the glass on the table. Very well, let's go.
Out. Back to Eden.
As I begin walking out the door, I mage hand another bottle of wine and refill my glass.
And the party continues out the door, which disappears behind them as they walk out into the small islet in front of this massive, sprawling mountainous island. The sounds of the tavern behind slowly fade away.
Right this way. We have a facsimile of the tavern over there. Points to the open ocean. Come on. Dream hops on Crush and flies over.
Chimera begins to sort of glide through the air, sort of like Magneto without wings. He's just moving through, call it sheer force of will.
Ah, fellow floater. I will float along with you.
So tell me, you're the one they call Gloombringer, right?
Ah, yes, the one and only. Or one of many.
Yes, I saw through the magical nature of what were they, clones back in at the circus?
Yes, something like that.
Very, very helpful, blokes. Melinda, she seems to have gotten a little touch of something, but
Ah, yes. Melinda is as close as you'll get to, feeling at home at Cirque Magnifique. She is quite warming.
and how about yourself? Do you hail from this land or from another?
Ah, from another. On afar. I come from the astral plane. Not sure if you're familiar. It's fairly vast and mysterious, but
Yes. As soon as you say astral plane, he sort of lights up. Maybe this is when you give him a second look, but presentation wise, he's not much to see. Chimera's wearing just basic starter robes. He does have a couple weapons and things like that that look like they're of some note, but no, he's very easy to dismiss for people who are purely interested in the aesthetics. But at the mention of the astral, Chimera does light up. There's rumors of great beings in the astral that I've been hoping to encounter. It's amazing that you're from there. We have to talk more about this.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm
And
glad
talk you may as we drift through the illusion, and there's revelry. The tree springing from the ground, crystals forming at the tips of its branches, dropping onto the ground, surrounded by pillows and hookahs.
But perhaps we should discuss this matter later over a comfortable setting and some wine.
I'm fine. Let's definitely continue this talk later.
And after you go meet with Dreon again, Gloom.
Ah, yes, right away. To the party. I'll be right back. Don't.
I can't breathe underwater, but the rest of you, if those talents do exert, feel free. Go with.
No,
If you think
please.
that's wise.
Actually, I'd rather. Well, you see, the last time we spoke was just me and Dreon, so prefer we keep the variables at a minimum.
Nonsense! Come, Gloombringer.
No, Stark, I insist. A quick in and out. 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
No offense, Gloombringer, but despite your honeyed words, you certainly have a way of making people dislike you.
Dream goes, turns to Atlantis, sticks out her hand, pot, points to Gloom, kettle, and introduces them.
And I'll look to Dream and just be like, this is what I mean. I'm going. It's final. And I'll just leave without saying anything else.
I am also going, and that is final.
I've got one embedded.
I shall follow.
Yep, Stark will also follow.
God damn it.
Besides, maybe they would be more comfortable in the presence of another of their kind. I am quite interested to see how these Tritons live.
Perhaps.
This would be a good change of pace. I can see what Atlantis' kingdom might look like.
Just don't fuck this up.
Pot, kettle.
I pride myself in diplomacy.
Stark, Gloombringer, and Atlantis turn back towards the sea and head deep towards the bottom of the ocean to find Drion. Meanwhile, Crescent, Nemesis, Chimera, you find yourselves heading towards the main island or staying on that small islet. What's your move?
We're just gonna stay. Dream has some things to prepare. They are they are going to plot with Crescent so that they are ready once nightfall comes. And discuss guardianships. But we'll get there when the time is right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was speaking with Nemesis, and Jadot has approached you as you've returned. Well, I may have made a mistake. Nemesis had explained to me how exactly she was lost on the island. And I must be honest with you, I have not encountered something like this before. She says, and I believe her, through all of her tracking and prowess, she was somehow turned around in a way that confuses her even still. I've seen Nemesis in action, and I know that she has her wits about her. I believe there is something more at work. I know for a fact the Venara who protect the forests do not practice magic at all. And whatever it seems is stopping us from permeating that first defense is magical indeed. We may have a problem on our hands already. That, and we should be careful. Remember, the waters are protected. We are not simply safe because we are far from Eden. I believe Nemesis and I should go to the island and try to gain some more information. We will scout ahead. I have many capabilities to make sure we will be unseen, as well as does Nemesis. What do you think, Dream?
That should be fine. We'll be at least tomorrow morning before the king could act on us. But I do expect that he is not one to take a challenge sitting down. So I anticipate that he'll be coming to us, and that we'll let him deal with the barriers between us.
Very well. The Nemesis and I will be on our way. When we
As you
return, we will give you all the information we have found.
as you wish. Don't get yourself killed until you give us that train.
Ah, the train is already yours at this point.
Oh, then we should just go.
And he's just gonna laugh and continue on with Nemesis.
And out of the corner of your eye, Dream, you would see Chimera picking up their spear and saying, I heard all of that. The train is ours. Is it premature to fulfill the, say, consideration of our deal?
I think they meant metaphorically. I'm waiting for it to be a little bit more literal.
Fair. Deal is a deal.
We don't have any keys or deed or anything like that. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Let,
Fair enough. And Chimera is going to go back to what he was doing, where he's sort of found a flat piece of rock, and he's pulled out his jeweler's tools and a semi-precious stone that he's sort of using to carve a design into. And he's just absent-mindedly sort of passing the time with this.
Nice.
Gloombringer is after like maybe 5-10 feet of leaving camp is going to cast invisibility on himself.
As the three of you delve into the water, and immediately as he breaks the
But
immediately as he breaks the shore, Gloombringer disappears before your very eyes, Atlantis and Stark, attempting to leave you behind.
Could we not see like his outline in the water?
He
I-
is invisible.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like he's not physically there.
Did not go in the water. Like 10 feet out of camp on the island, invisible.
He is invisible.
Well,
Was it like that Jesus poem where you look back and there was not just your footsteps, but there was his as well. It was him.
I'm gonna cast True Sight.
Damn it. I didn't check your sheet. I only checked Atlantis'.
Meta, but okay.
wow. Well, Stark, it looks like that asshole is attempting to leave us behind.
Oh, no. No matter. He's right there. And Stark points him out.
Oh.
God damn it, would you two just leave me alone?
Oh, now he wants us to leave him alone.
What do you mean now?
God, why are you so moody today, Glooming?
I thought we were friends. Could we not, hang out a little bit?
We are but moments away from acquiring the vessel that'll catapult the circus into realms unknown. I just don't need you two screwing things up. Is that too much to ask?
I desire this train as well, Gloombringer. I do not intend to do anything to spoil that.
And I'll just look deeply into your eyes, and my pupils will swell up, almost my entire eye going black. And say, not as deeply as I.
Atlantis will kind of... Well, are you still invisible? Or did you...
I'll snap out of the invisibility.
Atlantis will kind of square up to you, like stepping up and looking right back into your eyes, undeterred.
Ladies, the longer we stay bickering, the longer you wait for your train.
You're right. Very well. This way.
Perfect.
Hey, Mitch, check your DMs.
I see them.
Okay.
Doc, do you require any assistance in the water?
No, I will be fine.
Very well.
And you continue forward, delving deep to the ocean floor, following behind Gloombringer, who leads you to what seems to be some sort of sunken temple.
Drian, are you here? I've brought friends. Don't worry. They work for me.
No response. But you did see Drian before disappear into the temple.
Well, I guess I'll have to go looking around. Just a bit of warning. Haven't really explored this part, so stay on your toes.
Oh, do we need to explore?
And is it dark? Does everybody have dark vision? Can everybody see with me right now?
That's a good question, actually.
I have dark vision.
Great question.
I don't, but I think I have the dark vision spell. Let me double check. Yes, I do. Second level, I'll cast Dark Vision on myself.
And moving through the first archway of this sunken temple, you find on the other side a large open reef and other structures that too have found themselves dropped to the bottom of the ocean floor. It's not long before the eerie sound of a voice carries along the ocean floor.
Attempt to. Was this sound? Does it sound reminiscent of Drian?
What's your passive? Or do you want to make a perception check?
22. I'll take a 27 though.
Ethereal and haunting. Immediately, you feel a deep pain, a regret, a worry, a trouble in your heart. Doesn't sound like Drian, but as you listen to it more and more, you feel Drian. You begin to feel the hope of love once again and the fear of a pain to be felt once again as well.
I'll attempt to follow the voice.
And slowly, over time, the sound continues to grow louder and louder, bringing you ever closer.
It's this way. I know it.
Not exactly words, but truly a song. One that continues to lull and lilt. Atlantis, it quite reminds you of the choirs back home. Those that had hailed your entrance and exit at every important event. Those that had calmed and soothed you as a child.
Finally beginning to feel like home.
Finally,
Mm.
you reach the edge of the reef to find there Drian amidst the coral. A soft, somber, dulcet tone.
And I will approach with my harpsichord quietly stringing along. But just loud enough so that they can hear my melody. Or my harmony, excuse me.
For a moment, beautiful melody plays across the ocean floor. And you see it takes a moment for Drian to realize there is another harmonizing with them. You have returned. With good news, I hope.
Of
Or
course.
just more friends.
Yes. These are my colleagues. Things are, well, getting a little bit more serious, so just making sure we're protected. I do have good news. We have begun preparations to see to your freedom.
You notice, first, that Drion is a bit wary, seeing that you're accompanied by others. And first scans Stark up and down quickly, and looks towards Atlantis, where their gaze stops for a moment. I did not expect you to find someone of my father's court. Especially one that would dissent as far as to side with me.
Please, I do not belong to another's court.
No? You are not a Triton.
I am a Triton, but I hail not from this world. And Atlantis will step forward. I am Atlantis, king of the sea of Theros.
And Drion will rise from their place on the coral and take a deep bow. Drion, heir to the oceans of Eden.
And, well, as long as we're doing introductions, this is our good friend Lord Stark of Darkhold.
Bloodlord.
Ah, yes, excuse me. The new titles, sometimes. I forget.
Always. And Stark will take a deep bow and then sit himself on a nearby rock.
Drion's gaze hasn't really left yours, Atlantis. They're still
Yeah.
looking you up and down curiously.
And Lance has been kind of sizing them up as well, kind of trying to get a feel of how the Tritons here are here in this world. Tis a pleasure to finally meet another of my race. I have been away from my home for far too long.
I can share the same sentiment. But, alas, we did not come to speak of pleasantries. What is it, this news you bring to me, Gloombringer?
Well, to be honest, we came to see if you could be of assistance. We require a personal effect of the king. Something to help us with the ritual. It could be a multitude of things. A necklace he gave someone, a lock of his hair, perhaps a blood relative.
You intend to use magic. To what end? Will you kill him?
If it's necessary.
It's almost as if Drion struggles with this for a moment.
Drion, please, if you had reservations, you should have
No.
express those up front.
No. I spent my life in exile because of who I loved. I spent what could only be called an imprisonment before that, molded, shaped, and abused to be something I never wanted. The man that I must call my father has never once in a day truly loved me or cared for me. I cannot say that I cannot say that I do not want him dead. But my mother, my dear sister, they are blinded and they care for him, and it would break their hearts. That is my only reservation. I ask that you make sure they are safe. The two of them. They are the only ones that mean something to me.
Well, then perhaps you can help us. What we have in mind will do just that. Except we need a personal effect. Give us a few drops of your blood, and we will have what we need. Or, if that's too much, again, anything that he's given you, an article, a piece of jewelry, anything.
Blood will do, but I also have this. And there's a small amulet, kelp necklace that they take from their chest. An heirloom, last worn by my father. Given to me on the day that I was sworn to be the next heir. To guard the heart of our kingdom. If it is not what you need, I will also offer my blood.
And I'll reach out to embrace them. And as I grab their hand and the amulet, I'll say, "You have my word. Your mother and sister shall come to no harm. This is more than enough, Drion. Thank you."
Atlantis made kind of a face when Dreon mentioned being sworn to be the heir.
And taking the amulet, stepping back. "Will you be safe down here?"
You can see again that Drion's been distracted and is looking towards Atlantis. This time with curious eyes. Yes. I am in my own haven. I will be safe here. And seemingly you know where to find me.
Very well. And I'll look to my comrades. Let us be off. We have plenty of work to be doing.
Yes. 'Tis a shame that even here family seems to mean nothing to some.
My relatives are not my family. And with that,
No.
Drian will turn and begin to swim deeper into the ruins. Not before turning and looking back for a moment.
When they look back, Atlantis will kind of give them a little nod and goodbye. Let us be off.
Right. I suppose we've nothing more to do.
I must say, Atlantis, I quite like it being down this steep. It reminds me of home.
And me as well, for obvious reasons, but the weight of the world is literally upon you, and it is comforting to me. And Atlantis will begin swimming off.
Back on the shore of the islet. Moments before the rest of the group returns. Dream, Chimera. You've had a short amount of time here, perhaps half an hour, to endeavor in whatever it is you must. What did that time look like for the two of you?
Would Dream pay attention to what Chimera is doing, or not?
Dream's asleep, cuddled up with Crescent.
All right, easy enough. Chimera would have spent the time further working on their craft of trying to inscribe ancient draconic words onto these pieces of semi-precious gemstone using the jeweler's tools. Only other thing he would have done is just every little while with really just passively, just checking if there's or being aware of any like divination orbs, things like that. And if he sees one, then things get interesting. But just for the moment, he's just trying to be aware if anyone else is aware of him.
Moment? No. There is peace, quiet, and solace in this moment on this small little island.
All right. Yep. Then gemstone time. And so you said it was about half an hour?
Half an hour of time?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then just to keep the math easy, could we say a full hour with their commute back?
Sure.
Okay.
What exactly are you doing?
Room carver. Putting in practice hours.
Yes, what are you doing?
Oh.
What is Chimera doing?
So using his jeweler's tools, he's effectively trying to mimic the words which are already inscribed on his body that he's found success with. words like hill and king, and being able to tap into the underlying ancient draconic magics of those words. So what he's doing is effectively trying to expand his vocabulary, where maybe in an hour he gets one word done, and then he tests it almost to see whether that word is a word of power.
And which are you choosing first?
I didn't know I had any options. Oh, so what is the limitations of, I guess, the next level of rune carver? Is it still first level spells?
Because it hasn't been made yet, I can't really speak on it.
Okay, then let's just, for the moment, I'll record 1 hour of rune carving practice, and then we can figure it out from there.
Right? I would say, if anything, it could probably be used with the I'll say with the expenditure of a spell slot, you could basically spell store. I feel like that's
Okay,
pretty
so
appropriate. But we'll refine those details later.
sure.
But that hour passes by quickly. And you do have a prototype in your hands. One that you're not sure is ready to use yet, but in a dire situation, well, it couldn't hurt. And as you finish your first little project, from the shore emerges Gloombringer, Stark, and Atlantis.
Ooh, so I'm just finishing up that thought. Could I, on my character sheet, add shield rune question mark?
Sure.
Okay, that's what we'll use it for.
That's your first prototype?
Yep.
Okay.
Land. I did not miss it.
Well, I can't say I'm not a big fan of wet hair and wet clothes.
You'll get used to it.
Meanwhile, you can see Gloombringer as he's coming out of the ocean, prestidigitating himself dry.
Like literally as I emerge, so it's like I'm being like squeegeed off.
Stark's just got his hair all over his face.
And as I float across the beach, I go, and if you don't require your limbs to move, it's also much easier to get around, but you have your strengths, Stark. And I'll smile.
Yes, mainly not needing to breathe.
That is quite helpful.
Indeed. Well, we're back. Where are Dream and Chimera?
I would assume Dream is over by Crescent, and he points at the giant dragon over there.
And there you see them curled up.
And Gomer will kind of be like fumed. This is how they're preparing.
Now, Gloombringer. They are the envoy of dreams, after all.
True, I suppose it does make sense.
Looks like she's napping on the job. Now Chimera here at least is keeping their hands busy. And I'll float over. What is that you're doing there, my new friend?
Trying to tap into forgotten knowledge, lost knowledge. Before before the time of magic being cast through, you know, magical components and movements of hand, they were all simply words of power. And I'm attempting to rediscover the draconic words of power.
Oh, oh. At first
Sorry.
glance, I thought you were just carving jewels, but seems there's much more beneath the surface.
And it's this maybe when sort of things sort of click in your head. Chimera is covered with carvings of words. Are you able to read Draconic?
I do not think so.
Okay. Then he's covered with runes like a 1990s gym dude is
Oh,
covered with like barbed wire tattoos.
yes, I can speak Draconic. I'm a Githnaki. What do I see?
Then you would see completely benign words that are sort of just interesting in their simplicity. You're seeing words like blood, dragon, enemy, king, and overall you're seeing about a dozen words like that. And as you're sort of seemingly reading the words that are visible, Chimera would just sort of take notice and let's see, he would just point to say one of them, the word dragon. This is one of the first words I learned. Through saying this, it allows me to cast chromatic orb. Very, very useful.
Interesting. And you're a descendant of dragon?
Yes. Dragon blood going back millennia. After that, the family tree gets a little hard to read sometimes, but you know, millennia, it's okay. It works.
My people have a long-standing relationship with dragons. It's every young Githnaki's dream to be awarded a young red dragon on completion of their training, but only the fiercest of warriors earn that right.
Oh, that is so funny. Every young dragon dreams of getting a Githnaki to ride into battle.
Yes, I was always quite curious about the relationship. It seemed mutually beneficial. I was a anxious young rebel. Can't say I paid attention in history class.
And Gloombringer, being as vain as he is, doesn't notice that Chimera is obviously poking fun at him. Meanwhile, Atlantis has scurried off towards the other end of the island.
Atlantis has actually sat himself down. He is casting Commune with Nature as a ritual, which I think takes 10 minutes for a ritual.
And your walk towards the other side of the islet is calm as you attempt to reattune with the ocean. New waters that you have yet to truly understand. But as you sit, the moisture in the sand and soil is enough for you to ground yourself in the tides.
And he's basically trying to ascertain within 3 miles the general layout of the oceans and any other islands, the location of the kingdom if it's within 3 miles. And I guess any information on the animals that live in these waters.
From what you can tell, the kingdom begins almost a little over 3 miles away. You get the edges and outcroppings of small huts and underwater homes leading towards more densely populated areas. Seems like the kingdom is quite large and it sprawls most of the eastern side of the deep ocean to the east of the island. The main island, that is. In the main island, which is not far from you, you sense that there are many bodies of water, cavernous underwater caves and such that sprawl in the center of, around, and underneath. As for its creatures, Eden seems to be home to many large reptilian mammals, almost prehistoric creatures of Toral's age. Ferocious, mighty, but perhaps still not a match for your group. As you begin to peer into the oceans, however, you feel a grip, the tide push back against you. Soon, your trance becomes a tumultuous one. There's a maelstrom that brews around you in your mind. Soon, a booming voice, one like the crack of thunder, like the rage of Talos himself. She calls out to you. You have no business here. You lord over no sea in my domain. Leave, or find no peace in a watery grave.
And who are you to threaten me? If I don't know if I'm able to actually.
You yell back towards the sea, and you're pulled out of your trance. The rest of the group hears this in time to see from in front of you a large wave begins to form, pulls itself from the sea, almost immediately swelling to great heights. I need everyone on the islet to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
As you yell and stand up, Atlantis, you're pulled out of your trance to see this wall of water form in front of you.
Is this a magical wall of water?
It is. And as it begins to crash down, you hear from the waves, I am the unyielding tide, and you are far out of your depth.
I don't suppose I get advantage for being a water-based druid.
She hit me with a tsunami, and I felt like I was at home.
Otherwise, it's a 3.
I failed with a 9, so I'm right there with you, brother.
As we fade to black, Dream.
Do we know what the DC was?
Don't worry about that just yet.
Okay, I probably pass.
Dream,
Yep.
you had important work to do. Where do we
We
find you in this dreamscape?
we find Dream and Crescent um, at the inland at the king's chambers. Not literally, but in the dream world. On the peripheral of his consciousness. And Dream is taking precautions. They know that using nightmares would be difficult with the Vanguard so close. So they planned a little surprise, and they are weaving string by string a large, intricate pattern, the hole in the middle, and crystals woven within. You recognize the crystals from the tree, and each one holds a bright, sunny, happy dream. And as they finish, a giant dream catcher is left at the place they intend to enter the king's dreams as a ward against nightmares. To reinforce this, they call out Crescent's shadow self, giant, illusory dragon. That perches on top this giant ward, ready for whatever might come if the Vanguard is able to catch divine our location or stumble upon it.
With the wards in place, you feel assured that your traversal of dreams will be safe. For now.
And then I reckon I get shaken awake.
Unfortunately, what does happen is as you begin to press forward in this stream, setting forth your wards, the water around you begins to turn turbulent. It seems as though the whole kingdom shakes. You can hear the cries of people all around. And as a tide rolls in, you are pulled violently from the drain. The DC was 30. Anyone who failed takes 40. No, 51 bludgeoning damage. And each and every one of you are thrown deep into the water.
And we've had a long rest, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Oh, oops. I need a duplicate because that hasn't happened yet.
Believe Crescent and I are okay.
You passed the strength check of 30, both of you.
33.
Very nice. So you take half damage. And you are not thrown from the island. Disregard the map that's up right now. I need to duplicate it because that is prepped for something else.
Sneak peek into what it'll be like once we finally have the train.
Yeah, that is indeed the train. I've had that ready for months. I completely forgot about it.
Tis a big slide.
Yeah, it's really big, huh?
Oh God.
So, Son,
That is
I
big.
failed the check, took the 51 damage. But will you let me catch myself in midair?
You're being thrown into
Mid.
the water, not mid-air.
Okay.
Mid-water.
And no, because you're being forced down to the bottom of the sea
By a
by the
tsunami.
tide.
Yep.
Oh, god damn it. Here we go.
Back into the bottom of the ocean I go. Is that a fish? There's multiple.
Amazing what the sea holds beneath its depths. Fish, plants, wood.
I need everyone to roll initiative as you hit the bottom of the seashore. Of the sea floor, excuse me.
The seashore, seafloor?
Sure, yeah.
The sea.
Does she seashells by the seashore?
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
That was
I
so much
don't.
better.
I don't see any seashells. I see a crab.
And that's either some kind of coral or a worm.
Atlantis, it's your favorite food.
Ooh.
It's a crab, a
Seafood.
crustacean.
Oh, I thought his favorite food was seafood.
Well, crabs are seafood, aren't they?
They definitely are. I'm confused. So
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
Man, imagine not even doing anything, just thinking about doing something and someone gets pissed off at you.
Imagine just like sitting there with your tools and then someone fucks around and finds out.
I didn't even fuck around. I was trying to I was gathering information. Someone didn't like that.
I was waiting for someone to divine using the ocean.
Who else but Atlantis?
Who else but Quagmire?
Alright, ice back.
If I cared, I could have, but I don't.
Roll initiative, the Gloombringer.
I did 23.
Oh, okay. Got a 9. My dice don't like me today.
Mr. Gloombringer, what is your initiative bonus?
It is
I'm
8.
gonna
Okay,
put
you
the
go.
initiative tracker there. Just give me
You
1
go before
second.
me.
Okay, thank you. How deep is this ocean? How deep do we go down?
You are down at least 1,000 feet. You are
Okay, thank
plummeting
you.
very, very quickly. You will not be able to get back up anytime soon.
Well, I mean, spells. So are we calling it 1,000 feet, or?
I sure am.
Okay, cool.
Uh, do, do, do.
Psh, you can swim up. I'm going to walk.
My initiative tracker. Do is right. Wait, where are you?
I'll do that.
Right here. There is our initiative bar. And as you hit the bottom of this ocean, again, now not just you, Atlantis, everyone can hear the booming voice of the unyielding tide. You know not what it is you seek to destroy. Feel the wrath of the ocean, and should you survive, know that it was of my own mercy. This is your final warning.
Showing mercy will be your final mistake.
All right. And we're going to start at the top of initiative.
Okay.
Go for it.
Immediately, what do I see? What did I see before the tsunami hit me, and what do I see now?
You saw almost a face in the waves, very faint, mouthing its
Okay.
threats towards Atlantis. As the water
Okay.
crashed down, it threw you, almost as if it picked you up and pulled you down to the bottom of the shore. Now, a dark, looming shadow above you blocks out any sunlight that made its way this far. And you look above you to see a humongous Jurassic creature.
How far off does this creature appear to be?
Not far enough. And you can see it's
Okay.
already quickly descending upon you.
Can't go over it. Can't go around it. Gotta go through it.
Or under.
Okay. Okay. I will. It's coming to us? Okay. Okay. I will initiate with a bardic inspiration to Stark. And kind of just a tune of camaraderie as we are down and our wits are about us, as we are deep under the ocean. And again, I don't have confirmed range on this creature, but I know it's coming at me.
100 feet.
Okay, 100 feet. Okay, fair enough. If that's the case, then we can shoot. It's dark. I don't like that. So we're going to start with... where are you? Sunbeam. Just gonna shoot I'm gonna swim 40 feet up, and then I will use my sunbeam. Swim, float, all the same. That will be a Constitution saving throw, please. And a beam of brilliant light is going to flash from out my hand, 5 foot wide, 60 feet long. Each creature must make a con saving throw. If you succeed, you take half. If you don't, you're blinded.
My DC.
Undead. 29. Undead and oozes have disadvantage. It's Jurassic. Is it a fossil? Is it undead? We shall find out.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
Hold on 1 second. What is that ugly yellow bubble for?
This is my light. I'm also giving off 60 feet of dim light and 30 feet of bright light.
Okay.
Stark audibly hisses.
Listen, the bright light isn't on you, okay? The bright light's a little bit further.
We are 30 feet in your...
Oh, you have an amulet. Stop complaining, you baby.
Yeah, we got you an amulet. Shut the fuck up.
Just because I have an amulet doesn't mean it doesn't hurt my eyes, okay?
2, 3, 4.
I made sure I'm 40 feet away from you, so you're 10 feet away from the bright stuff, all right? I was conscious about it.
Just so I know for my calculations,
Mm.
will you join this battle dream, or do you want to save?
I don't know how I can get 1,000 feet down without being able to breathe water. So
Okay.
I think I'm out.
Sucks this up.
You found my one weakness, breathing.
So you could dream the beast to death.
Yep.
Imagine needing to breathe.
Did you fail or did you pass, son, my good friend.
Hold on.
I will
Technically,
hold.
Dream's weakness is succeeding saving throws. Otherwise, they would be down here with us.
I don't know.
Dude, the tankiest tank that ever tanked.
I mean, strength is the only thing I'm good at. So
Also fair.
Your initiative, Gloom?
It was 23.
Night.
My
Nope.
my DC.
Stark's gonna be 0. Stark, your initiative?
Also 23.
23. Yep.
3. Chimera.
14.
Atlantis.
9.
Very nice. And okay. All right. Okay. Constitution saving throw is a nat 20
Please.
for a 37.
Oh wow. That's going to be half of 37, which is 15, 18. And you are not blinded.
You said 18 damage?
18 radiant.
I scoff at thee.
Bzz. And that will be turn.
Start. This creature
Okay.
uses a legendary action to continue to close the distance. It is your turn.
Oh, yikes.
It is
How
now.
close is it now?
It is now upon you all. As it barrels through the sunbeam, almost as if it feels close to nothing.
Interesting. Okay.
It almost refracts off of its hardened, pressurized scales. As it gets closer, you can see something of a terrible draconic sea serpent.
Action. I'm going to summon my Bloodbound Warhammer. Bonus action, Quicken. I need the sea serpent to make a wisdom save.
15.
Is it immune to Charmed?
It is.
Okay. Then nothing happens.
End of your turn.
End of my turn.
As it yet again uses a legendary action. And it's going to target Gloombringer. As a finned claw reaches down. A 25 to hit Gloombringer.
Options. Options. Shield.
So it will miss now?
Yes. And I did fly 40 foot up, so hopefully I was able to kind of be the front man. But it is a pretty big creature, so
It's absolutely humongous.
okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that might not matter.
Okay. End of Stark's turn. The creature begins to continue to lash out. What's your AC now?
30.
And what does your shield look like?
It would be a shield of radiance, of light, almost like the arc of an eclipse.
And its claw has wrapped around this forceful barrier of radiance, and it continues to try to crush it and you. A 25 to hit. A 21 to hit. And another 25 will all miss. As it bears down, it actually presses you further towards the ground. It's going to move you back down, so you are no longer 40 feet. It'll then use its legendary action. As it barrels you into the ground, its form begins to change. You can see its scales become translucent, and the water around it becomes its body and flesh, as a whirl of water begins to disturb the ocean floor. Everyone within 20 feet of the creature, please make a strength saving throw.
Is this a spell?
It is not.
Okay.
So now we're doing like 3 dimensions. Can you tell us if we are not within 20 feet?
You are within 20 feet, each and every one of you.
Okay. I got a 15.
The DC, I'll wait for bardic inspirations and such. Let me know when you're ready to hear the DC.
Yeah. 17. I'm going to fail it anyways.
The DC is 24. If you failed... No, my encounter. I closed it. Resume encounter. There we go. On a failed save, again, the DC was 24. On a failed save, you will take 35 bludgeoning damage. And you are pulled directly into the center of this creature's space. The DC was 24. So anyone who failed is pulled directly into the center of its space. No, space, not face.
Oh.
You definitely said face.
And I assume everyone failed, or I didn't hear any confirmations on that.
I got a natural one.
Oof.
Yeah, I'd have to make a natural 20 to save that.
A 24?
Yes.
You only have a +4 to strength saves?
Yes.
I have a +1 to strength saves.
That's terrible. You should work on that.
I'm a fucking sorcerer.
Yeah, I'm a druid. What do you want?
Some vampire.
Right, some vampire. All right.
I cast the magics. I don't fist fight people.
You use Bigby's hand to fight your battles.
Yes, exactly. Now, if only I had Bigby's hand.
Chimera.
Let's do it.
as you're sucked into this maelstrom, you're
Into the
battered.
center of the face.
Yes,
Um,
you're
first,
battered and tossed around, but you regain enough composure to for a moment.
first things first. You mentioned that that this is a draconic creature. Am I able to tell just with my passives whether it's uh, chromatic, metallic, gem?
It seems as though it isn't exactly um, a lineage that you have a lot of familiarity with, but you do see the characteristics and markings of a great worm. One that you might think is possibly a different gem or chromatic shade you've yet to see. Perhaps even metallic. You can make a check if you'd like, but it will be your action.
Oh no, that this is enough to tell me that this is a fuck you beast. Don't really need to know which particular brand, just
I will
directionally.
say, I will give you that it is a great worm.
Okay. All right. Is Chimera is now on Stark's telepathic network, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On the network, Chimera is going to say this is one level below a god. We should flight, not fight. And then Chimera, yeah, he's taking some hits. He is going to, let's see, action. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to action, draw out a spiritual weapon. Let's see, spirit weapon is. Oh, spirit weapon is only a bonus action to cast?
Correct.
Oh, cool. He'll pull out a. Don't want to use the great stuff. Sixth level spiritual weapon. So that's bonus action. Can't do spell. Is there any action that's a cantrip that would be helpful?
Can you breathe underwater, Chimera?
I got a con of +8, so I think I can hold my breath for 9 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm okay. Yeah, what the fuck? I can only.
And do those spells have verbal components?
Ben, you're on our side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you sabotaging us? Aren't you dreaming?
Yeah, okay, I'm going
All right,
to.
let me just go back to sleep.
I'm going to do a guidance on myself because can't do spell. And then since I did do cast spiritual weapon, I can move back 15 feet, which is not a lot. It's not much here. I guess my best bet is to go south to get out of the way.
got a little spirit weapon there for you. But he does make a good point. Remember, guys, if you can't breathe underwater, you can't use verbal components.
The breath thing.
Okay, well, never mind then. I don't have spiritual weapon. Thanks, Ben. Everyone thank our other DM, Ben.
Cough.
I didn't put you guys in this situation.
Assumed if you were from space, you could breathe.
If you were a vampire, you wouldn't need to breathe.
Also that, right?
If you were a level 20 druid, you could ignore all verbal and somatic and material components, unless they cost money.
Clerics suck. I'm just kidding. Clerics are amazing.
Like everything has a V.
This might be a tough one.
I got absolutely nothing.
Maybe we should run.
Let me see, what's my swim speed? Yeah, so I have a swim speed, but I can't breathe underwater. I can go, so I'm going to now swim 40 feet the fuck out of here. So I guess now I'll just swim up 40 feet. Actually, because I can't use an action, I only have a bonus action. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to move and use my action to dash. So I'm going to go 80 feet up.
Are you willing to provoke off attacks of opportunity?
Yep.
Uh, 21 to hit.
Miss.
As it swipes at you, but you slip through its claws. Its webbed maw just barely misses you and grasps at the water. End of your turn, Chimera?
Very much so.
In its watery form, it once again... Well, let's see if I recharge. I do not. In its watery form, it will attack yet again. And it's bearing down still at you, Gloombringer, as it whips around in a maelstrom. It's a 33 to hit.
Um,
33. Silvery barbs.
yeah, you want to? Thank you. It's a good time to get those out. Yep.
As it opens its mouth and tries to bite down on you. Silvery barbs for a...
Oh, do you want me to roll the d20?
What is silvery barbs? Is it a D4
It,
minus or...
silvery bars just makes you re-roll the d20
Gotcha. Alright, let me re-roll.
and take the lower roll.
32.
I will now use my discordance, and I will try to lower it. By a D10. 428. It still hits.
As it bites down and its teeth begin to pierce your radiant shield for 21 piercing
Mm,
and 14 force.
mm.
Both
21
of its
piercing.
claws begin to press down on the shield as well for a 36 to hit and a 34.
Ouch. Those
Jesus.
hit. Those all hit.
15 slashing damage as it crushes the shield with its left claw and grapples you. The second claw comes and smashes in, crushing you in between both hands for another 25 slashing damage.
Jesus.
You are grappled and restrained.
Um.
Someone wants me dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You hit it. You hit it first.
I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give advantage to Gloombringer.
How?
Silvery barbs.
Okay.
Yeah. I can grant any creature within range advantage on their next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw
Okay.
that it makes within 1 minute.
Sounds good. Sounds good. In the future, let's try to declare that as we cast the spell.
Mhm.
It is the end of my turns. I get my legendary actions back. No, I lied. I get them back at 20. Atlantis, it is your turn.
Looking at this creature, does it appear to be only water based or does it appear to be amphibious?
What is your nature skill modifier?
+6.
Plus 10 is 16 for a passive. I would say you would need to make a check to know.
Does it have legs?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. You're right. That's a good point, Mitchell. It has gills and no form of bipedal or quadrupedal movement. Only fins. You would think perhaps not.
Okay. Let me read this real quick. If I can't remember if I've asked this before. I know we've talked about asking, but like I can't upcast control water to like up its area effect, can I?
No, but you can upcast it if you don't have any other spell slots.
Okay, that's right. Okay. In that case, let's see.
But I would say you can use control water to move the creature. You just wouldn't be able to affect more than the area of the spell. So, like,
Yeah.
you could use control water to continuously push the creature in a direction, but it wouldn't mean that, like, you control all that water.
Well, I have 100-foot area, and I was considering. I'm just go ahead and try it. I'm going to cast control water, and I'm going to part water, and I basically want to put the creature in an air bubble.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, that's definitely big enough to do so.
It's
Nice.
a 100-foot cube.
And it drops from its floating position and begins to flounder on the ground. It's not yet, it's confused and angered, but not yet suffocating. Seems like it has enough constitution to last for at least a small amount of time.
That's fine. I got up to 10 minutes on this, so let's see. That was my action. Bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and wild shape into my water elemental form.
100-foot cube, I'm going to say, is the entirety of this map.
Yes.
You may breathe, Chimera.
Meaning you also fall 80. Well, you can fly.
Oh, yes, thank God. The element changes. Anything else, Atlantis?
Bonus action to wild shape into water elemental. And then Atlantis is going to move a little bit away. However far, I guess 30 feet would get him. And that'll be his turn.
Okay, hold on 1 second while I turn you into... Bam. Alright. And... Sin agua, but I get my reactions back. You did not move out of my reach, correct?
I moved 30 feet from the center of its mass, so probably not.
You're still in my bubble, so I'm gonna say no. It's... I got my reactions back, and I still do not have legendary actions. End of Atlantis' turn. Dream! From the shore of the islet, you can see tumultuous waves bubbling up from the deep. And you can see the scene in your telepathic bond, almost as if you were there.
Atlantis, what did you do?
I did nothing. I was simply trying to reconnect with nature. Nature apparently does not like me.
Well, if you can last 10 minutes, I think I've got a solution.
Not this again.
Until then, you're on your own. Do not think I can do anything to buff them. It is waning crescent, so that won't help. I'm a minute out of flying that down there.
How do you mean?
Don't. Well, 1,000 feet, 10 rounds, but oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is. But I don't have a swimming speed, so it's twice that. So it's 2 minutes. And I can't breathe. So dreams, just gonna hang out. Yell at the ocean. Hey, stop doing that to them. I need them.
We love it. We love to see it. We're going to go back to the top of the round as above the shore, skies begin to turn. And the clouds, furious and angry, begin to pour rain down upon the sea. On the sea floor, Gloombringer, you are held in the clutches of this serpent, and you are sure it aims to tear you apart.
Well, we'll just have to do something about that, won't we? But how to approach this? Do that. That's definitely a stretch. I think that's my best move here. Do. Okay. I will. Where are you? Oh, level. Here we go. I'm going to attempt to bestow a curse as I'm in these. Oh snap! That's a spell though.
You're
Then I won't be
restrained,
able
so
to do
no
that.
somatic components.
Okay. That would include one there. Let me check you. I guess I will just Misty Step. 30 feet above it. Bonus action, spell. I will now, for my next trick, I wanted to do that,
Also,
but I
did
can't.
you pass your concentration checks for Sunbeam?
It's down.
Okay. Hate to see it.
It tends to happen. It's the probing spell. Don't want that one. I will use power word heal upon myself.
That would be spell.
That comes from my item.
Okay,
It's a charge spell.
heard.
So all its hit points. Cause ouch. That is action as bonus action. I already used my spell, so going Brap here is kind of tough. I can go higher here, so I'm gonna fly up. Actually, will that work here? Where is the creature's mouth?
On its face? Like, what do you mean?
Is it flailing around?
What are you asking me?
I'm gonna fly over near its mouth,
Okay.
like above its mouth.
Yeah, very doable.
Okay. I don't know if I want to use my.
And you are not provoking attacks of opportunity, correct?
No, I'm staying within. Because
Okay.
yeah, I guess teleporting 30 feet out of its clutch wouldn't get me out of its range, would it?
No, it's big.
Yeah, 'tis big, boy. Who's around here? Stark is around here. We were no, we wouldn't have been close either. Or I guess is that okay? Can I teleport to Stark? I just don't know where we kind of are in this spatialness.
Sure.
I just want to bait and switch him.
Yeah, it's hard on a one-dimensional surface to envision a three-dimensional battlefield. But here we are.
I'm gonna bait and switch as I would do, and then go over and be just in vicinity of its mouth.
So 30. So Misty Step to start, bait and switch, and then fly towards its mouth.
Yes, and I will take a +7 on my AC until the end of my next turn. And I think that's it. I'm going to save my action surge for. Is it smarter to use it? I'll save it because I can always do that. Final answer.
Okay. End of your turn.
Indeed.
Very nice. I'm gonna use my other legendary. As it shrieks a terrible siren's wail as it's beached on the bottom of the shore, angered. It looks towards the creature that parted the sea in the first place. I need everyone that can hear within 300 feet to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC, whenever you guys are ready, I will wait for your reactions and whatnot.
Oh, 26.
30.
19.
24.
The DC are no inspirations, no anything to add, no modifiers, y'all.
There's one out there.
I'm pretty sure if I used inspiration, it still wouldn't help, considering the past DCs.
Yeah, I have an advantage, so I
You
get to
don't have
save that.
bardic inspiration either.
I only put one out.
Okay.
You
The
you
DC
tsunami'd us by surprise.
The DC is 25.
No! Advantage. No luck. No such luck.
You can't use your advantage after the fact. That's
That's
why I asked you guys to use your modifiers first.
how.
How what?
How is that? That's how advantage works.
No, that's not how advantage works. You roll 2 dice. That's how
Okay.
advantage works.
Okay.
And you choose the higher result.
Gotcha.
Anyone who failed is stunned for 1 minute. Anyone who passed has disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the end of my next turn. So the end of my next turn on the next round. You can always repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Who is unconscious? Or stunned, excuse me.
That's me.
Anyone else?
I failed. I'm trying to see how that affects the spell.
Control water is a concentration spell, so you would lose concentration.
When you're stunned?
Correct? As the water comes crashing back underneath you all. That was my Legendary action, Stark.
Okay. Is Gloombringer still suspended in the air?
No.
Being tossed around in water right now. As you all are, as the waves come crashing back in.
Oh, so we're back in the. Okay.
Atlantis lost control of control water.
Okay. So Stark is going to swim up to Gloombringer. He's going to use Greater Restoration. He's going to quicken first and then use Greater Restoration.
Very nice.
You are no longer stunned.
Thank you, sir.
And now we're going to swing with disadvantage. That's going to miss. Does a 15 hit?
Miss.
Okay, I'm going to then swim another 20 feet out of range.
Provoking an attack of opportunity.
Mobile.
Very nice.
And that'll be
your
the end of my
Stark?
turn. Yes.
As you elegantly swim forth. And at the same time as you press your hand into Gloombringer, releasing the tension in their blood, you slam down your great hammer on top of this great worm's skull. With that same movement and flourish, you use your momentum to swim away. The creature turns its ire towards you, clearly angry. And it's going to reach towards you and swim a little forward and make attacks. A crit to hit you, 38.
Silvery barbs.
Thank you.
25 to hit you, Stark.
25 hits. And I'm granting advantage to Gloombringer once more.
Okay, heard. Thank you. It's going to be 22 piercing damage
Okay.
and 20 force damage as it bites down into you. And its claws begin to reach forward as it lets go of the ground and heaves forward. A 22 to hit
Hits.
and a 35 to hit.
Hits.
First one crashes into you for 21 slashing damage. You are now restrained as the other claw begins to squeeze around you for another 18. Chimera, you watch as you're toppled yet again through the water. This creature slams forward towards Stark.
All right, so I'm guessing that means it's my turn.
Correct?
Oh, okay. How low can I guess now fly? Wait,
The water is back.
the water is back. Okay, how low can I swim before I think I'd be back in their opportunity or range of opportunity attacks, or just any attacks really?
You are 80
I'm
feet.
plus 80 right now.
It is. Let me look at this one more time. It's 50 feet tall. So If you get within, you can swim down 20 feet, and you will be out of its reach.
All right. So I'm going to try and get real creative with movement here. Would you say that falling counts as movement?
You cannot exactly fall in water.
Well, just okay. I was trying.
What exactly are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get to Atlantis.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I,
I
30.
can move 80 feet in a turn if I use my action.
I mean, there's 30. I would say Atlantis is 30 feet horizontally, and then some amount of feet down.
Well,
You're
you
trying
say
to
that I can
greater.
get to Atlantis,
You're trying to greater resto, right?
something like that.
Don't forget that your avatar can cast. You can use it as a familiar to cast spells.
Yeah, but we haven't talked about him, so I think it would be unfair for me to say he's anywhere. Or she. Or they.
Okay, sure.
What do you say with 80 feet of movement that I can get to Atlantis while staying out of the opportunity attack range?
No. You
I
would
think it's
have to
reasonable.
enter. You would have to enter the creature's threat range. It won't provoke an attack of opportunity, but as soon as you try to leave, it would.
Okay, let's see. So I'm plus 80. Atlantis, I guess, is probably what, since he's unconscious on the sea floor.
Right.
Okay. So then I will. He's 30 feet away. I'll use my first 30 feet of movement. I'll use 40 feet of movement to get to the other side of him. And then I'll use 40 feet to swim down. So I'm now plus 40 above Atlantis while staying out of range.
Okay. That
Turn.
was
Yep.
that
And
was your
then,
action, right?
yeah. And then I'm going to, on the telepathic network, say a message, which I'm going to just drop into chat because the monster doesn't need to know what's being discussed.
Fine. Keep your secrets.
And then that'll be turn.
All right. End of Chimera's turn. Atlantis, you can make that save once more.
Let's see. Wee. Nope.
And you find yourself a fish dead in the water.
You know, I'm gonna fuck it an inspiration. Maybe I'll get lucky. Nope. Closer, but no.
And I used my screech, so I had to forfeit my second turn, which brings us to Dream, who is yelling at the sky, which brings us back.
Do I
Back.
see any other threats at the surface?
Nothing that's posing any imminent threat, but you do see that the skies above you are becoming more and more tumultuous. You have definitely earned the ire of one of the protectors of this safe haven called Eden. As we reach the top of the round yet again. Here, however, the creature once again begins to assume a semi-watery form. We'll see if it can recharge. It does not. And because it's getting late, I think this is a perfect place for us to pause at the top of said round. Gloombringer, you see Stark in the creature's clutches, and you can only hope that he will not perish. As I'm going to throw some last claws in here so I don't forget my legendary actions for next time. 33 to hit Stark, and then my second legendary is 29. These
Both
will
hit.
both hit.
Yes.
I'll take 7 off the 29, make it a 22.
Still gonna hit.
Ah,
18 damage slashing, and 15 damage slashing.
Okay.
And I believe you were in sewing stance, so remember to do your resistance.
Mm-hmm. I am still currently in sewing stance.
And Gloombringer, you witness the massacre that is happening all around you.
mm.
You're in sewing stance for 2 more hit points.
1. Literally. 1.
Oh yeah, technically yeah, 1.
Yes, is massacre.
Fight or flight is kicking in, and it is definitely the second option that's ringing a bell in your mind. But at the moment, you will find out exactly what choices we make next.
Oh boy.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh god.
Alrighty.
Will
Kids, let's
Stark.
do our normal closing time things. Starting with, of course, nominations.
I'm gonna go with Atlantis for quote, "I'm king of the sea" of Theros.
um, I'm going to. I'll give it to Gloombringer for that little moment where they were just like all up on each other. With him with the dark eyes, and then Lance just was like, come at me, bro.
Yeah, it's a good.
You
good
feeling
vote.
froggy? Then leap.
Dark,
Me?
you.
I? Myself? Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Herm. This is a tough one.
Hurdy, her.
I guess I gotta give it to Gloombringer. For, well, I guess tanking the first set of claws and teeth that had dished out.
Quite the
Full
barrage,
crit,
right?
and then
Yeah.
full healing. Pretty nice, pretty nice.
Yep.
Chimera.
I think I'm going to do. Yeah, Gloom for the same reason. Son, you would have had it when I thought that there was major tea being spilled during that scene with the brother underwater, who looked at Atlantis and said, "I will not ally with someone from my father's court." I was like, oh, that makes him your nephew. But then it wasn't. So, anyways, you would have had it. But
I was equally on the edge of my seat because I was like, this is why I didn't want him to come. No.
I'm very appreciative of how much you also enjoy the telenovela type twists. But don't worry, I have many other great twists in store.
Oh God.
And
Um,
I'm only tank because our actual tank is way up there. What's your vote, Dream? Up on the shores.
My vote's for Chris. Sorry, I screwed you.
oh,
How'd you screw Chris?
I pointed out some rules that
Oh yes, yeah.
yep. I got
should have
2
just kept my mouth shut.
Couldn't have given us a buff. No.
it's true. It's true. You did screw everyone because I completely
I
forgot.
tried. I
I
tried to
completely
help.
forgot that some of you can't breathe underwater. I just had assumed that.
I mean, technically, even if you can breathe underwater, you can't speak underwater.
No, if you have the ability to breathe underwater, you can cast verbal spells. That is a thing in D&D. So.
So, Son, I know this isn't the Critical Role table, but Matt Mercer has a rule that you can trade 1 minute of holding your breath for saying the verbal components to a spell.
Ooh. Let some bubbles out your mouth.
Yeah, what do you think of that homebrew rule?
That's dangerous too. That's dangerous.
It's a trade-off. You're definitely not getting it for free.
Yeah, I mean, be ready to drown. If you really want to use that variant rule, I'm okay with it. You know we love homebrew.
All right, just for that, I take it back, Mitch. Song gets my vote. Rule of cool. You got to reward rule of cool.
Don't worry, Mitch, you still win.
Yay!
Take your very well-deserved point of inspiration, Gloombringer.
I'm gonna
As we
need
end
it.
tonight's episode.
Where the
Fuck around
fuck
and
did that
find
come
out.
from?
Watery grave. Under the sea.
I hate getting wet.
It doesn't even matter for you. You can just dry yourself.
I guess I'll take a nap.
I was quoting you, Stark.
I never said I hated getting wet. I said I disliked my clothes getting wet. I myself.
Is this new dragon joining the party?
Oh, another one.
Ooh, small is typing.
Yes.
Here we go. So were you just keeping an eye on my hit points to know when I go into reaping stance?
The encounter builder tracks your hit points automatically.
How's the weather down there?
How's the weather down there? Oh.
The encounter builder, which is why I asked for your initiatives again, tracks your hit points automatically. It shows me your AC, shows me some of your passives and things like that. I actually really recommend it if you do use D&D Beyond to DM. It's quite nice, and it's still in beta, so they're still working on adding more and more things to it. But like I said, yeah, it tracks your hit points in real time, your AC, your passive perception, tells me little things like your speed, whether you have a flying speed, a climbing speed, etc., etc. So I just get a quick look at your stats instead of having to go and look at your character sheets.
Okay.
I'm using that to control Crescent.
It's quite
very
nice.
handy.
It's quite nice. You can also roll in the encounter builder. So I roll all of my monsters there and track their hit points. And it saves all of that progress. So I can close this encounter and I'll come back and my hit points for my monsters will be the same, etc., etc. Temporary hit points. You will all be in the right initiative spots. Very nice. It's very nice.
I'd like to point out we have yet to even scratch this thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
you did like what was it, 14 damage, something like that?
Was I the only one to actually deal damage to it?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like with your fancy new encounter builder, you really should let the people know at 3M that you're not going to be using post-it notes anymore, because that
This
might
has been
affect
a
the stock
thing.
price.
This thing for quite some time. I will say that I have been using the
Okay.
encounter builder for the better part of campaign 2. But I do still use post-it notes, just not for initiative and things like that. I use post-it notes for little notes and things to myself when we're in the middle of a game. But yeah, I don't want to give up my 3M sponsorship. Shout out to Post-it for all you've done for me and my campaigns. I still have my tin of Post-its, and I actually often look back at them with fondness.
Shout
But
out to Subway for feeding me tonight.
shout out to all of our other sponsors. We
Shout out to my wife. Chicken noodle soup was bomb.
Shout out to me for those tacos. Those tacos were bomb.
Good,
shout out to
great
my
idea getting
sister.
tacos, Carlos.
Shout out to my sister for bringing me a muffin in the middle of the game because I was hungry.
Ooh,
And she just
ooh,
telepathically knew that I was hungry.
ooh.
Because I fed everyone else, but I did not feed myself. As per
Classic.
usual. Yeah, classic.
Yeah, I
I
hear you
think
on that.
just because small I love you, we're gonna go with yours. How's the weather down
I
there?
do. I do like heaven.
It has a pun. It's fitting. We love it.
Yeah, there's a weather thing going on, and you guys are down there, and it's wet. It's perfect.
It's a
Perfect.
No, I thought she said, "How's the wetter down there?"
Yeah,
Or is maybe?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what she
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
said. Yeah.
um,
Well, thanks, everyone. Our dear viewers, our wonderful players, to everyone who does enjoy the story and continues to follow us along this journey. I'm thankful for you, truly. And I hope you continue to watch us grow, get better, and continue to unfold the mysteries that this wonderful world has to offer. But until then being next week, hopefully, I bid you adieu.
Good night, stream.
Good night, stream.
Good night, Small. Good night, Sagob.